This is 89.7 WLNZ Lansing.
Are you nodding for me to go ahead?
I am.
Okay. Hey, welcome everybody. It's Jack and Karen here on the Coffee Break Show, and had a little glitch in the system yesterday.
Just a little.
We were off the air due to a power outage in the downtown area, but back on. We're live. We're local here at LCC, and looks like it may rain before noon today. It's going to be cloudy with a high of about 74. Sure has cooled down, hasn't it?
Oh, my goodness, yes.
And then tonight, partly cloudy, low 56. Tomorrow, look for a beautiful day. Thursday, calling for sunshine, high 78 degrees.
Nice.
Can't beat that. And then Friday, there is a chance of morning showers. We look for clouds with a high of about 73. The weekend looks like this, a 50% chance of probability of rain on Saturday with a high of about 75. And then sunshine on Sunday with a high of about 76. Tomorrow, the summer solstice comes in.
Oh,
summertime.
okay. Summertime, that's right.
6:07 a.m.
How
our
did
time.
I miss that?
Summertime.
Summertime.
And the Summer Solstice Jazz Festival is in downtown East Lansing this weekend, Friday and Saturday. And man, you know something? They have really brought it home. There's a lot of local groups in this year. Bob Baldori, Boogie Bob's going to be there.
Cool.
The Root Doctor, Phil Denny, Ritmo, and Thornetta Davis
Nice.
is also going to be there.
I love Thornetta.
So this is going to be a great show. Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, you can check it out. And by the way, they have a new location.
Oh, okay.
Because of all the construction. They're going to be at the Bailey parking lot at 189 Bailey Street in the heart of downtown East Lansing. Festival will be easy to spot. They got a large tent right down in the middle of Albert Street. So it's where Bailey hits Albert, right in that area. But it'll make it a little bit easier to navigate downtown because it's a mess down there.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, Yankee Doodle Days are kicking off this Thursday with the Grand Lodge Music in the Park with Solstice. And it runs through the end of the month. They know how to do it. Parades, fireworks, entertainment tent.
They just can't give up in the party.
No.
And the party continues on the other side of town. In Williamston, they have the Red Cedar Jubilee. That's been going on since last Sunday. Runs through this Saturday. They got live music and one of my favorites, the lawnmower races and the duck drop, all that stuff goes on.
All that fun stuff,
Fun.
yeah. LCC Summer Stage Under the Stars gets underway tonight and runs through Sunday. It's Treasure Island out on our amphitheater, our outdoor amphitheater in the middle of campus. Beautiful place to see a show.
Yep.
So it should be fun. It looks like it's going to be interesting. Lots of
Combat?
yeah, stage combat.
Yeah,
Very
it's
cool.
pirates, you know.
Right.
A river adventure with the Michigan History Center is going to be taking place at the Rivertown Adventures. That's the location. It's going to be kind of interesting. They're going to be kayaking down the river, and the Michigan History Center will be all a part of this. It's on Saturday. You can check that out.
Also Saturday at 2 p.m., the Three Stacks Music Festival. This is a brand new festival in Michigan. It's Fusion Shows bringing this to us. The show will be in Riotown, and they're going to, of course, in the shadow of the
Three
Eckerd
Stacks?
power plant, yes, with the Three Stacks. So they've got some great music, of course, great food and beverages and so forth.
Wink and blink and
Everything
nod.
a festival needs.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's going to be all about bees on campus on Sunday from 1 to 4. It's the MSU Bee Palooza. It's free to the public and hosted by the MSU Department of Entomology and the MSU Horticulture Demonstration Gardens. Well, somebody in to talk about that a little bit later.
The Lake Lansing Bandshell Friday night concerts continue this weekend, too, with barbershop music from the Capital City Quartzman. That's at 7 o'clock Friday evening.
And coming up tomorrow night, the Grand Ledge Music in the Park concert series will continue. They've got Solstice. Makes sense, right? The Solstice is coming up tomorrow. Solstice will be playing out there Thursday night at the JC Park.
Cool. Very cool.
So it's time to look in on the lighter side. What do you got?
Well, this one I put up on Facebook because it's so cool. It should be a standard for the last day of school now. I don't know if you've seen this. The Regina Ballard, who's a North Lincoln High School receptionist in North Carolina, she said at 3:15, it's official, it's 3:15, and then she belted out "At Last" over the phone system.
She sang "At Last,"
She
the song?
sang, and it is amazing version of
That's
"At
very,
Last."
very cool.
She changed the words so it fit the last day of school and so forth in the school year. It's just a lot of fun. And it's already been viewed 900,000 times and 15,000 times it's been shared. But you can check it out on our Facebook page.
I remember one teacher I had, she would always say at the end of the year, she'd say, "How splendid it's ended." She was an English teacher.
Yeah.
Hey, Domino's announced it is partnering with the U.S. cities across the country to fill potholes and stamp them with the company's logo to avoid letting bad potholes ruin good pizza. You got to love this promotion.
This is a great
This scheme
idea.
comes out of Ann Arbor, of course, where Domino's is located. They're participating with cities across the country to repair potholes, and they're seeking recommendations from customers for more cities. So you spot a pothole, you want it fixed. Domino's said the Paving for Pizza campaign, a radio station is involved in this as well,
Yeah,
is
no doubt.
already underway in Athens, Georgia. They're doing it in Texas, California, and they're not doing it here in Michigan so far that I know.
Seriously?
Well,
They're based here.
It may have changed since this story. They say potholes, cracks, and bumps on the road can cause irreversible damage to your pizza during the drive home from Domino's. That's what they said.
Well, it
Full-
makes sense. Can you imagine the damage to the pizza
Think
deliverers'
about it,
vehicles? Right?
Especially going down Pine Street here in Lansing.
It's been fixed, thank God.
Oh, is it fixed?
Yes,
I see
it's
they're finally going to
smooth
fix Saginaw,
ride.
too, beginning next week.
Nice.
Photos shared by Domino's show the company logo stamped on the former potholes along with the message, "Oh, yes, we did." Good promotion.
Oh, that's great. Well, one town in England is airing its dirty out on the streets, literally. Claire Mountjoy received an anonymous letter telling her to stop drying her family's laundry outside on a clothesline. The entire town of Colton rallied behind her and started hanging their own laundry outside,
Good for
sparking a
them.
laundry revolution. The letter shamed Mountjoy for ruining the town's aesthetic with her undergarments. Said, "We all try to keep our lovely town thriving and looking good. While we understand you have a small house with no outside room for your boys, would you please consider using a tumble dryer or hanging the wash indoors?"
That doesn't work.
I know this letter is not written with malice, but we ask you to please help us all keep Colton a town we can be proud of. So, Neighbor was the first to start the so-called laundry revolution as he strung up his family's clothes outside his house. He says, "My house is right in the middle of town. There's a lot of passing traffic with people going to and from school every day. So at dawn the next day, I got up, got some of my oldest clothes and strung them up, including a pair of boxers." He said, "It's extraordinary and hilarious. And as more residents joined in on the retaliation, the town quickly became decorated in underwear. And street after street, it was like some sort of military operation," they said, one place after another. People were hanging clothes from their windows. They were putting laundry drying stands out in front of their houses. It's a great response, all done with humor as well.
City Council a little embarrassed about that, I bet, aren't
Right.
they? You know, we were talking about promotions a moment ago. A restaurant in China was forced to shut its doors after an all-you-can-eat promotion backfired. They went out of business.
They went out of business.
Well, they had this offer, all-you-can-eat meals at the eatery for $19. You had a monthly pass. But they didn't put anything about, one pass per customer. So everybody started handing it out to their friends and family
Oh,
members.
no.
So everybody came in and ate on one $19 monthly pass. And their customers skyrocketed at lunchtime from about 20 to 30 people to 500 a day.
Oh, my gosh.
And that put them $78,000 in debt. In less than a month, they decided it's over.
Bad idea.
Bad promotion. We're out of business.
Wow.
Got to watch what you put on those all-you-can-eat cards. I
Right.
guess.
That's pretty crazy. So I thought this was something that should actually end up in a museum.
Mm-hmm.
The hat that's said to be worn by Napoleon Bonaparte at the Battle of Waterloo sold for $400,000 at auction in France.
No kidding.
I would have thought, number one, it would have sold for more, and it should be in a
Museum. Yeah, right.
And it's sold 203 years to the day after the French emperor's defeat at the famous battle. It is believed to be one of 120 two-cornered military dress hats worn by Napoleon. So how they know this is the one at Waterloo, I don't know.
Right.
Historians have identified only 19 remaining hats, most of them now in museums. According to the auction house, Napoleon constantly had 12 hats in service. Each one had a 3-year lifespan. It's very particular about these things. So it sold for $405,212. But that pales in comparison with another of Napoleon's hats that was recently sold at auction. In 2014, a South Korean collector purchased the French emperor's hats for $2.4 million.
Wow.
Far exceeding the $400,000. They thought it was going to get $500,000.
It's a lot of money for a hat.
It's a whole lot of money for a hat. It came from a collection belonging to Monaco's royal family, was in much better shape than the one that was recently sold. That one's faded, torn, and cracked. It's 203 years old, and it went through a battle, for God's sakes. Right. So the Hat Monday is believed to have been picked up after the Battle of Waterloo and the flight of Napoleon by a Dutch captain.
Interesting.
Yes.
How about birthdays today?
Sure. Today is the 20th of June. Olympia Dukakis is 87 years old today. 85 is Danny Aiello, who starred with her in Moonstruck. Brian Wilson is 76 today. Tina Sinatra is 70. Lionel Richie, 69, and John Goodman is 66. Nicole Kidman is 50 today. Josh Lucas is 47, and Soraya McNeil from Empire is 23. If you're born on this date, you share your birthday with the Adventures of Robin Hood actor Errol Flynn.
Errol Flynn. Hey, it was on this date in 1975 that Jaws was released, a film directed by Steven Spielberg. Very good. Made the countless viewers afraid to go in the water, opened in theaters. It was number one at the box office, highest grossing film in movie history until Star Wars in 1977.
Oh, okay.
That movie did for beach communities what Psycho did for motels, didn't it?
It certainly did.
It's National American Eagle Day. We celebrate by, making sure the eagles are in their place and they're not necessarily being killed.
It's so amazing to see bald eagles flying around
now. It isn't amazing.
So we grew up, there were no bald eagles.
Back in the 60s, early 60s, there were only 487 nesting pairs. Isn't that incredible?
Were there really?
Today's about 70,000. So
now you see them just...
You do.
Out.
You actually see them here in Michigan.
Well, right. We had the pair that nested by the zoo.
Yeah, right. And today is National Hike with a Geek Day. This is a day to, push away the keyboards and strike out across the inviting landscape of nature.
All right.
So grab a geek and go hiking.
All right.
We're going to be right back. This is LCC Radio and TV.
Hearts and Bang Bang Boom Boom on LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC TV. It's your community station. And in the studio with me, I have got Dr. Caitlin Perry Dial from Michigan Women Forward.
Yes.
Her story.
Yes.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in today. What's going on now?
Thank you. Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. We've got lots of going on at the museum. It's always a really exciting time in the summer because all the kids are off. The mall is air conditioned.
Yes.
So people love to come and visit the museum. We've got
that must be so refreshing for you guys too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm like, yes, it's a hot day. Come inside.
Come learn.
Yeah. But we've got some really great things going on. Of course, we have our 2 exhibits up right now, which is Petticoat Patriots, how Michigan women won the vote. And we have Courage in Action, which is about Michigan women in the civil rights movement.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's some really cool interactives in these exhibits. And my favorite thing that's been going on in the Courage in Action exhibit right now is that you can make your own protest sign.
Oh, yeah?
About anything you want. It's just a little piece of paper that you can attach a popsicle stick to. But people have been leaving their protest signs on the wall in the museum. And so since we've had this exhibit open for a couple months now, the wall has just been growing with these just awesome sayings. Like, who runs the world? Girls.
That's great.
Yeah. And it's also Pride Month right now, too. So we've got some really cool rainbow stuff going on. And it's just a fun thing to see people interact with the exhibit that way.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah. Just last Monday, we did a screening of the new documentary RBG, which is about Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so great in Jackson that I'm really thinking that we need to bring it here to Lansing.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
So stay tuned on that, because it's really a love story of Ruth Bader Ginsburg's life, not only with her partner, her husband, but also with the law and with justice and women's rights. And so I was in tears almost the whole film.
Yeah.
So we need to bring it here.
We do need to bring it here. She is my granddaughter's hero. She
Yeah.
is like who she wants to be.
The notorious RBG.
RBG, right? Notorious RBG.
But we're also planning a new exhibit, which won't open until March of next year.
Okay.
But we're in the really cool planning stages of it, which is about Michigan women in suffrage, which we already have an exhibit about that. But nobody's really asked the question of what did women do after they got the vote?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since 2020 is the big year that we're celebrating 100 years of suffrage, so we've already told the story of how Michigan women won the vote. What did we do with it? So we're going to talk about the women who ran for office, the laws that they enacted, and just the cultural change that came in Michigan because of women's right to vote.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. It's so cool because, you know, we have this whole list of firsts. The first, you know, woman governor we didn't have until 2002, but we had the first woman state senator in 1920. As soon as she had the right to
wow.
vote, she ran for office.
That's awesome.
Yes. So stuff like that in the exhibit. I'm super excited for it already.
Yeah, that is really cool. It is, especially as we get closer to 2020, where we get
Yes.
to really celebrate.
Yeah. So we're really
Well, we should celebrate it every year. We
Exactly.
should celebrate it by going to the
especially
voting booth.
in August in the primaries and
In
November.
Yeah. And those primaries are so important. That's where a lot of women start. They
Yeah.
start with school board. They start with city council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Local first. So exercise that right, because there are a lot of women who fought for that right but never got to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So other things that are going on
Yeah.
too is we are in the final throes of making our Hall of Fame selections.
Yes.
Yes. So I can confidently say I know who the finalists are, but I can't announce them yet
Okay.
because I have to tell them.
That must be so great, though. To be
Yeah.
able to call them and tell them.
Yeah, it's really cool. I got to call one yesterday, and they said, "Really? Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's so
I can't believe it."
That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's really just a wonderful thing. And I had said this in an email out to our members earlier this week, but to be nominated is really the honor. To be selected is an achievement, but to be thought of so highly by someone you know to nominate you to the Michigan Women's Hall of Fame, that's really the honor right there. So even if you're not selected, and you know, we're not going to tell you, hey, you got nominated, but you weren't selected.
Right.
But even if you do know, like, that is the true honor right there, just to be so highly thought of.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's amazing that we keep finding more and more women.
I know. That's what I really love about, like, 'cause the contemporary women, they're pretty well known, but it's the historic ones that I really love.
Right, because we don't know their story necessarily.
No,
before that.
and that's really the purpose of the Michigan Women's Hall of Fame, is to really tell those stories. And that's why I love the museum's new name, which is Her Story, because this is where Michigan women's stories go and live. And to be able to do that with the historical women in the Hall of Fame is just so cool.
Yeah.
Because I have a PhD in history. And a lot of people think that that means I know everything there is to know about history. But that is not true.
I think anybody can know everything there is about history. We learn so much every day.
I know. And it's just, that's what I really love about going through this nomination process, because I feel like I really get to intimately know these women in so many other ways. And then when we finally make that announcement, I get to, boom, say it loud and proud to everyone. Look at these Michigan women. And they're so diverse and across the entire state. It's so cool. I love it. I love my job.
That's awesome. That is so cool. It's such a cool place, too. I mean, just to be able to go and learn about these women, just that alone. Yeah. But all the different things that you guys do. I mean, it's just great. The activities that you have. I know when we've gone, it stayed with me. It stayed with my granddaughters. It's something that they remembered.
Yeah. It's something that before I came to work at the museum in 2015, I was the museum educator first, before I became the director. But walking through the Hall of Fame and just being surrounded by all of these women who have done remarkable things for the state of Michigan, it leaves you inspired. It leaves you, when you leave the museum, you say, what am I going to do to impact the lives of others here in the state? I may not be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I will never be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'll just say that. But I want to make these women proud. And so I'm going to do something for my community that would make them proud.
It's true. It's true. You come out kind of like, wow, I need to up my game a little.
Yeah. Even some of the younger ones that we induct into the Hall of Fame, I'm like, man, I did not do that when I was 22.
No, I know. It's amazing when you see some of these women. The book that we have about the girls, between like 12 and 18 and did so many amazing things. It's like, wow, that never occurred to me when I was 15.
Yeah, you're talking about Great Girls in Michigan
Thank
History.
You.
Yes, that's such a great book.
Yes,
and that exhibit that we have is just so cool, just to be surrounded by even these young women.
Yeah.
And that's what I really love about being connected now to Michigan Women Forward and some of the other programs that Michigan Women Forward does, like their University of Life program and their Campus Moxies programs, which are summer camps for middle school to high school age girls to learn leadership skills, entrepreneurial skills, STEM skills, and pushing them out into the real world so they can, be ahead of the game.
And they need that. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. And some of those programs, they connect these girls with real life leaders in very powerful businesses here in the state of Michigan, and they develop a mentorship relationship. Wow. So even after that program ends, those girls can reach out to their mentors for advice about going to college or their major in college or what sort of career path would be best for them. So really that connection lasts more than just the 1 week of summer camp.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's just so great.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's awesome. I was saying that when I was a kid.
I know. I say that all
Maybe
the time
I would
too.
Something at 22.
Right. I say that all the time when we're in meetings, going, "Man, I really wish I had that when I was in middle school. Maybe I would have been a chemist."
Right.
Right.
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. I'm a pretty good historian, though.
You're doing all right. I mean, you're doing all right. So if we want to go to Michigan Women Forward and go see her story, how do we do that? Can we go online and we can go in the mall?
Yes. You can visit us at the Meridian Mall. We're in the Old Navy Wing. It's pretty easy to find us there. But you can also go online at michiganwomen.org. And all of our Hall of Fame women are there on our website, and so are some of our exhibits.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Caitlin Berry-Dial, Michigan Women Forward. It's her story on LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC TV. This is the coffee break.
Sound okay? All right. We had a little problem with our microphone early, but we're back on right now. Okay. In the studio, we have Mike Rose, and Mike is with the Mid-Michigan Parrot Head Club, better known as the Rum Chums. Mike, appreciate you coming in. That's a great name for an organization. I would imagine it has something to do with Jimmy Buffett. Am I correct about that?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And thanks for having me on.
Hey, not a problem. This organization's been going on for 15 years.
Yes.
So what do you do as the Rum Chums, besides having a little bit of rum, maybe?
Well, it's the motto is Party with a Purpose, and it is affiliated sort of with Jimmy Buffett. It's with his endorsement. There's a national PHIP, Parrot Head and Paradise organization that we're a member of, and to be a member of that, you're required to do a couple fundraisers every year. So, we do we do parties. We're doing Friday night out at Reno's North, and that's our big annual fundraiser for the Hospice of Lansing, the Stoneleigh residents. So all money there will be donated to those folks.
Well, it's great when you put on a party for a good cause. That makes it even better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
So it's been going on for 15 years. Did you start the organization, or is it something you joined up?
No, I just joined up, and some folks from Lansing that happened to be on a Parrot Head cruise. The PHIP, the first Parrot Head Club, was started in Atlanta in the early 2000s by Scott Nickerson, and they started doing Parrot Head cruises, Caribbean cruises.
Boy, that sounds pretty cool.
Some folks just ended up on that cruise and found out about it and came back and started a club.
You know, for some reason, Mike, I thought maybe you would have a little parrot on your shoulder.
Well, not today.
But you have in the past.
I have my shirt. So.
You got your shirt. That's very cool. So Don Middlebrook and the Pearl Divers are going to perform over there at Reno, so that ought to be great.
Yes, Don's one of pretty well known around the country in the trop rock circles. He travels all over the country. He's a local guy that I've been a fan of his for a long, long time, even before the Parrot Head Club started. He's a member, and he'll be playing out there. Russ Clement will be with him, and a couple other folks that he's put together for a band for us, and so should be a lot of fun.
It's going to be sort of a tropical motif over there at Reno's. They're going to put things up that makes it look like you're in the Caribbean.
Yeah, we'll have some decorations, and I think they're going to have some drink and food specials, probably Corona and cheeseburgers.
Corona and cheeseburgers. it's like a cheeseburger in paradise.
Cheeseburger in paradise, yep. And the club will be doing 50-50 raffles and raffling off other items to raise money. In the past, we've had an admission charge, but we did away with that this year. So
very good.
It's open to anybody and everybody.
Well, it's a great cause. It really is. And so 6 o'clock, doors will be open at 6 o'clock for this particular event.
Yep.
And now, will you have all of Reno's? Will be the Parrot Head party, or are you going to be? Are you having a room there?
It's pretty much we'll have one area, I believe, and but you know it's open to the public. The whole bar is anybody's invited to participate or join in or whatever. So you know, and hopefully the weather will be good and we can have the doors open out there.
There you go. That would make it neat. Now, do you people dress up? Everybody have an outfit that they wear?
Yeah, people wear their best Jimmy Buffett attire. You know, tropical shirts. We've had a few people show up in shark costumes and coconut bras and grass skirts.
You gotta love that.
So we have fun with it.
So the Rum Chums are going to be on duty, having a good time and making money for a very good cause.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's from 6 to 10, and it's coming up Friday night over at Reno's.
Yes.
And we should mention that is Reno's North.
Reno's North.
Okay.
Yep.
And where's that Reno's located? I'm sure I know where it is, but maybe some folks don't.
Well, Old 27 north of town, heading out towards DeWitt.
Right. Okay.
Out around near State Road.
Very good, because I know there's a couple of East and West Reno's as well.
Right. We've had them at East before, but the last couple of years we've moved them to North, and I want to give a shout out to the folks at Reno's. They do a great job working with us and helping us put this event on, and they have for a number of years.
Sounds like a fun party for a good cause. Appreciate you letting us know about this. If you want to know something more about the Parrot Head Club of Mid-Michigan, is there a website people can go to?
You can. We're working on it right now. It's a little not up to date, but we're working on updating it. It's www.mmphc.org. So you can go there and check it out, and hopefully we'll get that updated in the near future.
Sounds pretty official when you say MMPHC, you know, but we're talking about the Mid-Michigan Parrot Head Club here. All right.
Club.
Mike,
Yep.
Thanks a lot for being with us.
All right. Thanks for having me.
This is LCC Radio and TV, and we're going to be right back.
Saturday sun, I met someone out on the West Coast. I gotta get back, I can't let this go. Saturday sun, I met someone, don't care what it costs. No ray of sunlight's ever lost. So so tired of sleeping alone, so tired of eating alone. I need to ask her, what's going on? Are we going strong? She felt like rest in her head. My shoulder was the perfect height. We fit so right. So what's going on? 'Cause I've been undone. The long drive, the coastline, looking at the first light. Am I still on her mind? I've been undone. Oh, Saturday sun, I met someone out on the west coast. I gotta get back, I can't let this go. Saturday sun, I met someone, don't care what it costs. No ray of sunlight's ever lost, ever lost. Ba-ba, 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 ba-ba. And still the memory's right there. She put the breeze in my hair. No kiss was softer, softer than this. I'm reading her lips. Oh, each line I read. She left her books in my bed and her song in my head. I've been undone. Oh, Saturday sun, I met someone out on the west coast. I gotta get back, I can't let this go. Oh, Saturday sun, I met someone, don't care what it costs. No ray of sunlight's ever lost, ever lost. Ba-ba, 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 oh, Saturday sun, I met someone out on the west coast. Gotta get back, I can't let this go. Saturday sun, I met someone, don't care what it costs. No ray of sunlight's ever lost. Oh, Saturday sun, Saturday sun, I met someone. Saturday sun, ba-ba, 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 ba-ba.
This is the Coffee Break on LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC TV. It's your community station. And in the studio with me, I have Loretta Osborne from LCC Community Outreach. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Alex Agradia. Did I get that right? Agradia. Okay. You are from Lucero.
That's correct.
Let's talk first about what Lucero is.
Sure. Lucero is a program that provides support services to students, LCC students, to help them reach and attain their goals, whatever it be. And we're located in the Cesar Chavez Learning Center.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's in the Gander building.
That is correct.
Correct? Okay. All right. And Loretta, what about LCC Community Outreach? I mean, Lucero's part of that?
Well, yes,
Yeah.
I teamed up with my colleague here in the Lucero program.
Uh-huh.
I specifically do recruitment and outreach for the Health and Human Services Division. And of course, we have associate degree programs that many people know about, and we promote through the community and high schools and junior highs. But this is an area that not many people know about, is our rapid entry certificate programs.
Oh, yeah.
So we wanted to team up with the community. So Alex was kind enough to team up with our division so that we could showcase both the center and the resources they have, as well as opportunities for students, whether they would be high school or parents returning to college for another career path.
Right.
So, because associate degree, we always think of 2 or maybe 3 years if you have prereqs to do. But some of these programs, Karen, you can be done in 1 semester, 2 or 3, and get into the workforce and have a skill
Yeah,
and make a good wage And also their career ladder courses, Karen. To get you into the healthcare field or the wellness field. But also there are associate degree programs you can step into. There may be going on to get your bachelor's. You know, some of the areas you require that in the healthcare field. So we want people to see these opportunities.
Right. And you can do some of these fast start programs, get through them quickly, get in the workforce, and then continue. Right?
Yes,
Continue
if you
with your
find that
education.
healthcare and wellness is your niche.
All right, so this is happening at the Chavez Center, right? That is this Thursday from 6 until 8.
Yes.
And what kind of programs are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about the phlebotomy program. You know,
Okay.
that's the person that takes your blood for blood tests and for research. We're talking about the nurse aide. We're talking about the patient care technician. And one of our new programs that we're excited about, neurodiagnostics technology. You know, EKG is cardio and EEG is brain.
Right, okay.
So that's one of our newest, so we want to talk about that as well. And in fact, if I can say, Dean Margie Clark will be there, and she can address any of our programs, whether a person's interested in an associate's degree program versus a rapid entry. We have faculty and directors there tomorrow evening that can address both of those areas. So
That is
we're glad to
wonderful.
talk about any of the healthcare or wellness programs that we have available.
That's really incredible. The programs are just amazing. You know,
They
and-
are, Karen, and they're nationally accredited, and we have very successful passage rates, if I could boast for a moment.
Well, you know,
But,
whenever
you know,
you
that's
go somewhere
important.
in the healthcare industry, whether you're at the hospital or getting your blood drawn or whatever, I always ask, did you go to LCC? And I can't believe the number of folks that did go to LCC. It's wonderful.
It is. And oral health care, too. You know, we
Oh,
have
yeah.
the dental hygiene program. I do the same thing, Karen. Where did you graduate from?
Yeah, yeah. And massage. We wanted to
That's
mention
right.
that. Therapeutic massage as well.
Massage, that's right. That is 3 semesters, and we have a day cohort and an evening cohort. For the professional who wants to branch off into another career, you can maybe take the classes in the evening.
That's wonderful,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
great opportunity.
And so the Chavez Center is hosting this. What are you doing as far as hosting? Just putting the tables out?
So we are putting the tables outside in the common area right outside the Chavez Center because we don't have such a big space. Right?
Yeah.
So it's a small space where students come in and they use the resources in there, and we want to raise awareness of the Chavez Center.
Yeah.
And that it's available for all students to come and use, print, socialize, eat lunch, whatever the case may be, and then come and learn about our programs that we host in there. We have the Lucero program, Mad About Progress, Stars Make It Happen. And, you know, this just gives us an opportunity to raise awareness of what's going on the 3rd floor of the Gannon building.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. That's great.
And Alex has also made arrangements to have one of our student success coaches be there. And we're going to have
wonderful.
a financial aid presentation from Financial Services. So students can learn about not only services in the center, but that LCC has to offer as well, resources.
That's one of the things I think that, especially adult learners, you know, you start thinking, oh my God, I can't afford it. I don't want to go through it. And
You're
so
right,
forth.
Karen.
Yeah,
That is
so,
true.
LCC has made it easier for people to get through these programs with the success coaches. That makes a big difference. And so folks who are interested in this, do they need to pre-register? Can they just show up?
They can just show up.
Okay.
We know that we're competing with a lot of things in the community, but we think this is pretty special. And if people are thinking about fall semester or even next year, now is the time, especially for your financial aid, or to come in and talk to an advisor and see, oh, I've had a few college courses, you know, would that go into this program? So it's a good time to start thinking about either fall 18 or 19.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you both so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you for your time, Karen. We really enjoy being here.
It sounds like it's going to be a really amazing event and a great option for people. Really interesting options for people. Talking with Loretta Osborne from the LCC Outreach and also Alex Gradia from the Lucero program. This is the Coffee Break on LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC TV. It's your community station.
It is Tom Walker. I'll leave the light on. I'm glad he's going to leave the light on. So it was dark in here yesterday when we had a power outage, I'll tell you that. Let's talk a little bit about what Caitlin was talking about.
Right.
Michigan Women Forward.
Dr. Caitlin Perry Dial was in with Michigan Forward, Michigan Women Forward. Sorry, she was talking about how they had filmed screened the film, the RBG film, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Right.
And it turns out that it's actually showing at Celebration Cinema in Lansing through next Thursday.
Oh, that's good to know.
So, yeah, we can go see it. I'm definitely taking Anusha to see it.
I know.
She
Your
loves
granddaughter,
RBG.
She loves RBG, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
If she's got a fan club, she's the president.
She's
There's
the
no
president.
doubt about
That's
it.
right. Yeah.
Well, do we have, I think you have something to, we're going to close out, or is there,
I think we could play another song.
we could play another song?
Yeah, I
let's-
think so.
Well, let's do that, because
All
that's
right.
what we're all about. Let's
It
play
is
a
what
song.
we're all about. So we're going to play No Roots from Alice Merton.
All right, sounds good. That's Alice Merton, Got No Roots on LCC Radio and TV. I want to thank our guest today, Caitlin Perry Dial, Michigan Women Forward. That's the new name.
Yeah, her
like-
story.
I like that name.
I love that. Yeah.
Mike Rose, Mid-Michigan Parrot Head Club. They're an organization that puts on parties, and they have a good time, and they raise money for charity. And they're going to
That's
raise
pretty
money
cool.
for the Mid-Michigan Hospice. And they're going to be at Reno's North Friday night, 6 to 10. It's open to the public.
Sounds
Check
like
it
a lot
out.
of fun.
It does sound like a lot of fun. A lot of people will be dressed up like parrots, parrot heads. Maybe
Yeah,
parrots, who
maybe
knows?
parrots,
It's
right.
possible. They can do whatever they want, right? Loretta Osborne and Alex were here from the LCC Community Outreach. They have an event coming up this Thursday, tomorrow, from 6 till 8 p.m. It's up in the Gannon Building, the Chavez Center,
Yep, on the third floor. Yeah.
so they can check that out. Well, that's going to do it for the Coffee Break Show. We've had our ups and downs. Want to thank our technical crew here, too, for such a splendid job.
Yes,
I think.
they've done a fabulous job today, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Good people.
Thank you,
We're gonna-
Darren and Steve.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We're going to be back tomorrow. Have a good day, and we'll see you then.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks, Jack. Have a great day.
AP Radio News. I'm Rita Foley. We've been talking to doctors and lawyers who have visited centers the government calls tender age shelters in South Texas, holding centers for babies and very young children separated from their parents who were detained while trying to